We have a wonderful speaker coming up. She believes that growth begins with one simple question. Why are you here? With years of experience in Toastmasters and a passion for leadership, she has leadership skills, learning, and service. She invites us to reflect on our own journey and purpose. Looking forward to that. Her speech title is, Why Are You Here? It's a 5 to 7 minute speech. Presentation Mastery Level 5, High Performance Leadership 2, 5 to 7 minutes. Please give a round of applause for Toastmaster Jeannie Cintron, Rosario.
Thank you. Why are you here? Every single one of you at some point walked through those doors or another door of a Toastmasters club at some point for a reason. Do you remember why? Good evening, distinguished Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Let me ask you again. Why are you here? How many of you, with a show of hands, attended to a first Toastmasters meeting because you wanted to become a better speaker? How many of you attended to the first Toastmasters meeting because you wanted to be a better leader? I remember the first time that I walked into a Toastmasters meeting. I had no expectation. I didn't even know what Toastmasters was. I attended what I believe was a communication workshop because that's how it was advertised in Meetup. It was in this club. And my first impression about Toastmasters was, maybe this is not for me. I then found out that there is a Toastmasters club implementation, so I wanted to give it another chance. And I'm so glad I did because that changed everything. Now, one of the things that I really, really enjoy about Toastmasters is that I learned very quickly that Toastmasters is not only about speeches. It's about growth, confidence, and for me personally, it was about improving my English speaking in a very safe space and finding my own voice. I then learned about the opportunities of leadership roles. So I started taking roles at the club level. And I learned a lot about myself, leadership, but also about working with others. And for the past 3 years, I've been also working at the club, at the district level, managing their social media, doing all their graphics and some of the content, and also creating the creative pieces for the district conference. But this year, I wanted to do something a little bit more challenging, something more committed. I wanted to be more committed with the district. So I signed up to serve as an area director. I wanted to give back to the organization that has given me so much. I wanted to support other Toastmasters, other leaders, and other clubs. And that brings me back to this past weekend. My first coordinated TLI. For those of you who don't know what TLI stands for, it stands for Toastmasters Leadership Institute, where the new elected officers get trained in their respective roles. But there are also many workshops for officers and non-officers. And that was a really good experience. I was responsible for every single detail, all the different moving pieces behind the scene, from making sure that I secured the venue, which of course we lost 5 weeks before the event, coordinating the presenters, trainers, food, every single detail to make sure that the event was a success. And the fun part, our Division A and Division B, wanted to be the first one and choose the date. So we were stuck with the date. We couldn't change it. And because we didn't have a venue, we couldn't promote, we couldn't coordinate. And that's where teamwork comes into play. And thankfully, we had our member, Ryan, thank you very much, Ryan, for your help, who helped us secure the venue, which was in Broward College in North Campus in Coconut Creek, where we had our first TLI. Now, let me ask you a question. How many of you have had a really bad experience working with teammates, whether it was at school, college, workplace, or another organization. I'm going to be very honest. I hate it with passion working with teammates. Because I am that kind of person that if I am assigned a project with a team, with some teammates, and I cannot reach that person, I will do it all by myself. Because I cannot stand failing because one of my teammates dropped the ball. But what happens when we do that? We burn out. And I learned a very valuable lesson about leadership. Leadership is not about doing everything by yourself. It's learning how to delegate, trust, and of course, follow up. How many times you drop a project and nobody follows up? I send so many emails, reminders, instructions, deadlines, you name it, follow-ups, to every single volunteer, every single teammate from the top district to other presenters and ambassadors, every single person, the more than 50 volunteers that we were working with. Now, and I went completely blank, but it's okay. One of the lessons that I've learned a lot of lessons during this project. And what I learned along the way is that sometimes you meet a lot of different leaders. It doesn't matter what level you are or they are. I learned that you cannot expect that another leader is going to work the same way that you do. I learned that you're going to meet different kinds of leaders. The one that you can count on. The one that you give instructions and they're going to follow through. You're going to meet the leaders the silent ones. They may not talk much, but they get the job done. And then you have the one that you're wondering if they're actually doing something because they ignore your calls, your messages, your emails. But at the end, when it really matters, they show up. You're going to have leaders that they will go the extra mile. You're going to have leaders that they may do just the basics. But you're also going to have leaders that they all come together. At the end of the day, they all come together. This project reminded me my why I joined, why I stayed, and why I serve. Because Toastmasters is not only about speeches and titles, it's about service, growth, and learning how to lead. Now I ask you for the last time, why are you here? And better yet, what will be the next step that you will take to grow as a leader? Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.